Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Babylon 5, Season 5, Episode number 4. This episode is called A View from the Gallery. I'm hoping this has got something to do with the observation deck that was one of Jeff's favourite places in the world to stand and just look outside and contemplate life. It probably doesn't, but that's what I'm hoping for. I've actually really thoroughly enjoyed the first few episodes of this season. A few people kind of did say to me, which is like one of my things, like not to say things to me, but did say like you may not enjoy it as much, but I've not had any issues whatsoever. I've actually really enjoyed watching this. It's going to be interesting because last episode, you know, we've seen how Lita's kind of became this go-between between Michael, John, the Alliance, and the telepaths that are on board now and are here to basically start a colony. And the ideals are interesting with Byron. I understand Byron's point of view. I understand where he's coming from as a person, as an individual, as a part of a group that for so long has been oppressed. But then there's times, last episode especially, where I was slightly concerned, and we keep hearing about these wars, these telepath wars, and there's a war coming. Lita said it herself last season. In the flash forward, we heard about the telepath normals war. It's what Edgar's was terrified about. And Byron seems like this very strong person, and he wants what's right for his people, which is understandable. He wants that equality. He doesn't want to be a slave for the mundanes, basically. And I'm worried on the front of how far is that going to go from both sides, not just Byron. It's both sides. What can possibly trigger this war? I think this is where it may start. So I'm going to get on into this. Let's go. I wonder if she gets as much sleep as Susan.
We've got something on the long-range hyperspace probes, Captain.
Is it them?
Could be. They destroyed the probe before we could get much information.
Them who?
On my way.
Them who? Who's coming?
All right, people. We don't have confirmation yet, but this may be the scout fleet the game warned us about. Apparently, they're the advanced wing of a hostile alien force that's scouting out this sector for likely worlds to invade. Our task is to make sure they either don't leave here, or they leave convinced that we are neither soft nor vulnerable and way too much trouble to invade.
Ah!
We win this battle, they go away, we save ourselves a great deal of trouble in the future.
Looks like another red alert.
Yeah.
Third one this month.
Seems like every week something goes wrong around here.
That's the norm, dude. How long's this guy worked here?
Think about that part now, do they?
No, probably never even crosses their
Got
minds.
that right. Wonder what this one's about.
Don't know. Guess we'll find out in a little bit.
Yeah.
My job is to protect you and to protect the station, not necessarily in that order.
That part I understand.
Ah!
I can't do my job protecting the
A
station
lot of
if I
people
have to
live here,
worry about
Lily.
you two. Just give me a little peace of mind on the one front, sir. So you will link up to the life pod? We'll know your whereabouts at all times?
I'll do what I can.
But these
Well,
guys
like
are everywhere.
Always have. A lot of these bigwigs, they're only worried about protecting their own skin.
Oh.
Sheridan, he's down in the trenches.
You know, one day I was working Gray Sector and he came running after this guy that stabbed Lynn. You could see it in his eyes. He was ready to kill this guy.
Shut up.
Anybody else would have just let security take care of it.
Oh my god. I think that's when John
Well, you
realised
see
he
them
loved
doing
her, though.
together, right? Huh? Now that's true love, my friend.
Thank you.
You don't see that very often.
These
was dead
signs are
once.
amazing. He was dead once.
Yeah, well, nobody's perfect, though.
There'll still be telepaths in cryo, right?
All right, the console is only giving us standard atmosphere options. Now, we need to customize the system on the fly.
System's probably locked up. Give me 2 minutes and I'll get it back online.
Thanks. All right, listen up. Check the proto-blood store, see what we have on hand.
Oh.
All synthetics, on standby, ready to adapt to whatever comes in. All right, let's go to work.
Why bother? Whoever they are, whatever they are, they're coming here to kill us.
You know, some days I wonder the same thing. Sometimes it's like no one else is playing by the rules, so why should we, right?
I like these
Does take
maintenance
it out of you
outfits.
After a while, believe me.
So, what happened to the doctor that helped your dad?
Shot and killed by his own men. Said he was a traitor.
Oh. This is like so different. I
Status?
feel like
We're
I'm
working on the
watching
secondary targeting console.
like a
Primaries are
different
still online.
show.
We
It's
read 3
strange.
scout vessels ahead of the main assault group.
Well, we can't let any of them get back to the main group. Make sure that...
Here they come.
I do love how these guys are just getting on with their jobs though, whilst absolute chaos is occurring right around them.
Splash bogey 1.
Oh,
Yeah, that's your problem.
is that what long Frodo had in his
Lieutenant
apartment
status?
once.
Defense grid fully
big
operational,
bugs.
Captain.
Good.
Get a chance to see the new captain?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay. Hey, one thing's for sure. If I needed somebody to watch my back in a fight, I'd pick her. Oh, she's tough. She's smart. Just glad she's on my side.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
You just hear things, rumors.
about the war. Clark.
Well, back when we were fighting Earth, trying to get rid of President Clark, scuttlebutt is she was on the wrong side of the fight.
Yeah, well, so are a lot of people. You shouldn't listen to rumors, Bo. This place is full of them. Like when Ivanova left, right? Everywhere I turned, somebody had an opinion on that one. One guy said that she left because she was heartbroken over that guy,
Marcus.
Marcus, right. Then somebody else said that she wanted a promotion. Quit because she wasn't getting paid enough money.
So, which is it?
What difference does it make? That's the military life. People come, people go. It's nobody else's business.
I need all the information.
How the hell was I supposed to know that they could download our tactical
You're
system?
supposed to be head of covert intelligence. Well, right now I am.
Yeah,
not seeing
Michael's
a hell of a
usually
lot of
really good at,
intelligence, covert,
like,
overt or otherwise.
That kind of
The gang
thing.
didn't say
Because of
anything about that
security.
part. When his people got hit, they...
Did you ask him?
I didn't ask them if they could scan us. I also didn't ask them if they could wax the hull or deliver pizza. Now, some of the questions I think about and some I don't. You can't think of every possible question.
That's the nature of your job, Mr. Garibaldi. You can't handle it. I'll tell President Sheridan to find someone who can.
You know, I was wondering, why don't they just shut down the jump gate when this sort of thing happens?
When what happens?
Well, the captain was saying something about an alien fleet.
Yeah. Can't just
They
go
can't just shut down
around.
the gate. Thing takes 4 or 5 days to heat up and 2 days just to shut down.
Yeah.
Any faster and boom. Besides, if things get hot, you don't want to close off your only route of escape out of here.
Exactly that.
We are strongly urging all residents to stay in your quarters until the current crisis has passed.
Oh.
The first wing of the attack is coming through. I repeat, the first wing is coming through.
I suggest you remain here until the fighting stops.
Oh.
Yeah, the fighting's right outside.
Nonetheless, it is safe.
Shouldn't you folks be in a shelter? It's a lot less dangerous.
They said it was safe here. Holy shit. Yeah, they don't need a shelter. I do like how the focus isn't on
send the White Stars away.
like the main
They are still returning from
Guys,
guarding the
really.
Infinity homeworld, Molari, as you well know.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the universe.
Where's Delenn?
I spent my life in one such shelter or another. I will tell you the truth, Molari.
He's used to
It's
this.
probably the closest thing I have to a home.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yes, well, don't start singing. You'll frighten the children.
Yeah.
All hands are needed on Red 1. We have fires on the deck burning in from the hull.
You can say that again, there's bloody fire everywhere.
Delenn, listen to me. You have to get on the life
I
raft.
refuse to leave.
Yeah, I was.
That's what I said to Lockley, and I was wrong.
She
This
ain't
isn't
going
well,
anywhere.
Delenn. I need to know that you are safe. You too. Do you know where the life pods are?
Yes, sir.
Escort Ambassador Delenn there at once.
But, sir, we were told...
Doesn't matter. I need everyone in security on the firing line, and that leaves you. See to it she gets there safely and gets on the first available pod.
Yes, sir.
She ain't going.
Go on.
Bloody hell. She went with them more willingly than I expected.
Ma'am?
That was not a difficult question.
No, it's just...
No one asks.
My name is Mac, and this is Bo. We're kind of a team. Floaters, I guess you could say.
If I'm launched in a lifeboat, and let us say shortly after the launch, the equipment is accidentally smashed from the inside, what would happen to the pod?
It crashed into Epsilon 3.
I see. Understand that while I'm not a prophet, I can tell you that if I were going to be sent away in a lifeboat,
That's what she'd
and
do?
forced to watch everything I love and have fought for die before my eyes without even a chance to keep it together, the lifeboat would suffer just such a terrible accident.
Oh, she's sneaky.
Now, time being circular, if we know that this will happen,
Time being
then we may
circular.
as well assume that it
Oh.
happened already, and that the lifeboat is not safe for me to enter.
Ma'am, you two really do love each other, don't you?
see that smile? I mean, it was like the sun coming out from behind a cloud.
I'd claw my way out of hell and straight through 10 miles of solid rock to see that smile again.
He did.
No,
He
it didn't
literally
sound like
did.
it.
Looks like we got them all. Not even one of them made it out to report back on our weaknesses or situation.
Good. Mission accomplished. They'll move on to the next target. Let's just hope it doesn't have anything to do with us.
But who were they?
Anybody else in this sector.
Did I miss it?
Roger that.
Oh, they're going to get into trouble. John's like, what?
She remembered my name.
Our names.
I think I'm in love.
She's married.
Yeah, we can work something out.
Will you come on?
This was incredibly different to anything that I expected. Like I said at the start of this, maybe this has got something to do with the observation deck that we used to see quite often in earlier seasons. And for it to focus on these two maintenance guys, these what they referred to themselves as floaters, Mac and Bo, was a really interesting and brilliant little kind of viewpoint for the story to take, actually. Seeing Babylon 5 from those that we wouldn't necessarily see it from, like their viewpoints. We saw how they would go around the station, do any jobs that needed to be done with different various people. So we saw them with Stephen, we saw them fixing things for Lockley, Corwin as well, and even listening into conversations between Jakar and Londo in the shelter, and then having a conversation or overhearing a conversation between Michael and Lockley about these people who were attacking the station. I may have missed it, but I don't think we ever found out what the name of these aliens were. I know that they were a race which was introduced to Lockley because of a tip-off by the game, and the game had said, look, there's these people around, they're going to come here, they're going to attack the station. They possibly have scanned the station, which was why Lockley was so annoyed at Michael, because part of his job as intelligence was to ensure that things like that didn't happen. But I think that they never mentioned who these people were, and then they're now gone, and you know, the probes, as Corwin said, kind of showed there's no trace of them out there, so it's a mystery really. We also got more info about the Dilgar War, which has been mentioned a lot lately, and Stephen's dad's involvement and why Stephen then became a doctor as opposed to a soldier like his dad. And I like that they did refer back to Gropos, because for me that was such an interesting episode, especially for Stephen, and it's where I think for me Stephen became a more fleshed out character and someone that you could connect with a lot better. So to see that we kind of went back to referencing that, I really appreciated. Seeing that John was like reluctant at first himself to get into one of the life pods on Lockley's insistence, to then him being like, okay, I'll kind of get in, but only if I need to get in. But then basically him telling Delenn to go and Delenn not wanting to go because John was staying behind. I, from the get-go, was basically just like, Delenn ain't leaving this place. She isn't. After everything they've been through, John's staying. There's no way she would get into that life pod. And I like the interaction that she had with Mac and Bo, where she was basically saying, what if this happened? Basically, this is what I'm going to do if you make me get into one of these life pods. So in the end, they were just like, well, yeah, she's going to do this. We can't really force her to stay there. And it was really sweet, actually, that she remembered their names as well, because I think Delenn is that type of person to remember the names. I love that she referred to them as like worker cast. That was just lovely. And I think that may be one of my favourite Delenn scenes that I've seen for quite a while, actually. She's so beautiful. And her voice, I've said before, like she'll take on this very melodious effect at times, and it's like a song, and it's beautiful to listen to. And the pitches that her voice will kind of switch between when she's talking, like when she asked what their names were, it was like a young child who was like discovering something for the first time. And then when she knew their names, it went kind of back to her tone that she uses like day-to-day business-wise. And I just love the characterization of her. I think it's amazing. And when they were talking about her smile, that's one of the things I mentioned quite a lot, is she has such a beautiful smile that I don't think that she smiles enough in this show at all. But recently we have seen her a lot happier and smiling more. And he was saying how John would like, how could you not crawl and climb up rock to get back to that? And I was just like, but that's exactly what John did to get back to her. And for me, it's her eyes. Her eyes are just stunning. Like there's just something about those eyes that kind of draw me in a little bit, actually. And it was nice to see that as well. Like, even though we only got brief glimpses of like the main players, as it were, I really liked that we got to see these two guys who would usually be kind of like on the fringes. We'd always see them in the background. They'd never really speak. We wouldn't know what their jobs were, what they were doing. They would just be there. To see everything from their viewpoint, the battle as well, when they were talking about the battle. And then Byron showing Bo what it would be like to be in one of the Star Furies, I found really interesting as well. And it was interesting because when Bo was talking about when they were watching the White Stars come through, and he was talking about how, you know, maybe things are bigger than us. And I was just like, that's obviously the lesson that Byron's shown him by kind of project him into that situation in A Star Fury. I don't think we've seen a telepath do that before, where a telepath has made another person feel or be in another situation, like an out-of-body experience type of thing. I don't think we've really covered that before. So that was an interesting new angle to see about these telepaths, is they have that ability. We saw them when the soldier came in, they just stared at him and he kind of walked away and put his weapon down, and that's why they didn't need a shelter, because they were safe. It's like persuasion, isn't it? Like subliminal messaging in a way. So that's an interesting thing. I may just go watch the next one, and I will see you guys later. So thank you.